Hi, good afternoon. This is the second podcast that we've got for Game of Thrones after the success we had on the first one, and which we found very enjoyable. Today you have your host Sham V Mihir. Beside me you have Dan Dixon.
Hello.
And we also have a person that was at the bottom. We said a lot of things that basically insulted this person, and he's not happy, so he's here today. That's John Udison. Hi, John.
It's a nice intro, but I'd like to call myself manager of the moment. So, yes, I'm here.
Yeah, one game week wonder. And then also in the back, somewhere lurking, is we've got a special guest. That's Richard O'Kane. He's just here for the laughter, and just in case if John and Dan get into a fight, Rock can just jump in and get involved as well.
Always.
The first fixtures we want to talk about is my own. Where it's Egg Fried Royce versus K. Karel, the current reigning champion, that is Mihir Gopani. It was a very tough game. I mean, I did win 45-34, which seems like 11-point lead is a massive advantage, but it was really close. I mean, Saturday's game was only split by 1 point, and it did go down to the wire on Sunday, where at last Mourinho stopped talking about gaining respect from the media, actually built a good team, did really well, and I managed to get a great clean sheet from Valencia and De Gea. Pogba didn't really do much, but it is what it is. All I needed was a handful of points, and for Spurs to drop some points in the back, and they did. So it was a great win overall. The projections had it last week that I was going to lose by Dan and Vinesh. Is that correct, Dan?
No, I predicted you would win.
Oh, did you? I'm sure it was the other way around. I'm sure it was Mihir on both ways.
I had every faith in a defence with Socrates and Wanban.
Yeah.
It's fine. There was a lot of mistakes said last podcast.
Oh no! John's coming. Don't worry, John. You'll have your time. Don't worry. We'll give you the mic
As
soon.
the one person who listened to the whole podcast, you're probably better informed than anyone else.
Yeah.
We were there and we didn't listen.
Yeah, no, that's true. That is true. We just spoke about it, didn't listen, but
I've got a long commute.
No, great. But yeah, I mean, I came back with the victory, an end to the 2 game losses that I had for game week 2 and game week 3 against Abu and Binesh. So it was a great win by me.
If you say so yourself.
If I say so myself, yeah. And projections went my way as well, so yeah, that was good. And talking points after this game is really Salah. This is another game week that he didn't actually do anything, and it's a big worry. Should I keep Salah? Is Salah as good as last season? Not really for me to talk about, because he's in my team, and he's a good person to have, especially as a make weight for a good deal. And I think he's going to turn good. What do you guys think?
I think you win a game and you're still moaning about Salah not performing. It sounds whiny.
I think you just want something to say.
Yeah,
I'd rather focus on your defence.
If I made you an offer for Salah right now, you wouldn't take it.
No, I wouldn't. I
I
liked it.
That would be a podcast first. A live transfer.
Live transfer on the podcast. It's not going to happen today, ladies and gentlemen, or just gentlemen. Maybe Kajal will listen. I don't know.
Kajal will not listen.
But I mean, it's food for thought. There's a lot of reviews and a lot of points that a lot of journalists have made where. Is Salah as good as last season? Will he perform exactly the same as last season? There was a stat that came out a few days ago, and his comparison to 4 game weeks this season versus 4 game weeks last season, and he's only 2 assists short from last season. So he's pretty much, on par with the same successes as he had last year. So he definitely is a part of my team.
How many goals did he have this time last season?
4. I believe he had 4
Okay.
and then, no, 2 and 2 assists. Yeah.
Okay.
Great. And then also another comment was basically about Mihir's team. Now, Mihir did a fantastic job of rebuilding his team, considering the penalties that he had to face. But one of the successes he's been having and the wins that he's had recently is down to 2 players, which is Alonso and Lucas Moura. Now, Alonso, I really feel that Alonso's going to have a great season ahead, and he's definitely going to get some consistent runs of points from him. But Lucas Moura, I mean, what do you guys think about Lucas Moura? Do you think it's a short-term fix until Son comes in, or do you really think he can fight for that position?
Yeah, I think it's short term, being Spurs obviously, but Son's a good player and I think he'll come and claim his position back. Don't get me wrong, these points are really good, what Lucas Moura is doing for Mihir right now. And Mihir, if you're listening to this, possibly do a deal. Henderson's there, ready and waiting.
I feel like this podcast is just John to come here and say, okay, guys, who wants who? This is an auction. I'm going to sell my team, and this is an option to speak to everyone on one outlet. So there you go, John. It's fine. You can do this. Anyone else that's listening that wants to sell and pimp their team, go ahead. come right through.
I think Moura and Son are similar in that they're quite dynamic players. They can play in a number of different positions. I think a lot will depend on how much they rotate Ali and Ericsson, because there'll be space in the middle for them both to play, provided one of those 2 drops. A lot depends on injuries, suspensions, and Moura's a bit more dynamic and has a bit more pace about him and directness than Son, but I don't see why they couldn't both play in the same team together.
Potentially dropping Ali and just having Lucas Moura.
Ali or Ericsson,
Yeah.
they need to rotate them. They didn't rotate them enough last year. They looked visibly tired.
Very good point.
They have cover in defensive midfield, but not at the attacking 3 of the mid.
No, I agree. I mean, the way Lucas Moura is playing, it will be shocking to see him, being pushed to the bench when Son comes back. He has to play in some form. But yeah, it will be interesting to see.
Rotate Ericsson and I reckon he'll leave.
Yeah, potential. There's that could happen.